All right, everyone. How are we doing? Welcome back to another episode of the Green Monster Prospects. And big day, big day. I'm exhausted. Today's been a grind. The trade deadline is kind of done and over with. The dust has settled. We can now kind of relax a little bit. We can kind of take things not necessarily on the slow side, but we can kind of just soak everything in, and we can go ahead and literally just reflect on what all has transpired. So that is really what we're going to cover today. We're going to cover the trade deadline, going to get in some news and notes. We are going to pay attention to you got some prospects coming up. We are going to touch on some of those promotions that did happen. Did have a lot to kind of discuss, but a lot of the guys that we wanted to discuss were part of the big trade. So we're going to kind of go ahead and, I guess you could say, go a little hand in hand here, but I wouldn't be able to do this without my good buddy over here, Rob. Rob, how are you? How was your trade deadline day?
You know, when the Adley Rutschman story came out, I thought it was a done deal. I read it quickly. I thought the trade happened, so I put out the video I made.
It,
Cat's behind me
it, it
now.
was it was
And
like it was fine to do because it was
waiting on a physical.
it was like waiting on a physical, and then I was like, "What's the holdup?" Because like the holdup was there. I was like, "What?
Yeah.
It can't just be the medicals. Like if the and then I'm like, okay, it probably was like I wonder. Obviously, I have no inside information on this, but it's like I wonder if it's just like the holdup was like putting Ianson in the trade, and then it's like, all right, if you want to do this, like you're gonna have to put him in the trade,
Yeah,
which we're gonna get to anyway. But yeah, the highlight video is great. I don't think you like jump the gun because a lot of people like just other Red Sox like content creators like they put out
when
that like he's been acquired, and it's just it's like but we're waiting.
when I
like
tweeted that out,
like he's a Red Sox, but
yeah,
but
I
we're waiting. It was just a very fun situation. I was starting to get like PTSD from like Joe Ryan, and I'm like, I know it's really
mm,
early, and I'm just like, but I was like, all right, like how long is this gonna drag? Like because you really saw how the rest of the deadline played out. Like all these other catchers, like none of them moved. Like
yeah,
Hunter Goodman didn't move. Obviously, Shea Langoliers, like he was injured, so like he didn't move. The Twins are buying, so Jeffers wasn't even part of the
crazy.
conversation. So it's like it's like it wasn't like you know bust for Adley. It's like Adley or bust, but it's like if you really broke down the rest of the day, which we're gonna do, kind of turned out that way a little bit. So like it just is what it is, man. But no, you got ahead of it. The highlights are always great. You do a really good job
Appreciate it, man.
with those videos. Um, we're going to kind of kick things off with the fun segment. We're going to kick things off with the promotion of the week. So where are we headed? Because it seems like you have a trio here,
Yeah,
and I gotta
yeah,
say, just reading these to myself, I have a tough decision on my hands. This is tough. This.
yeah.
There's like a lot of good. Oh man, like the giveaway. And then you can choose. Man, there's a lot of things here. So take us to what the promotion of the week is.
Yeah, so with us not being here last week, combed through some things. I'm like, maybe there's another good promotion of the week. So I added in a third one. Usually you just go with the two, but we'll start with Binghamton Rumble Ponies with the Portland Sea Dogs last week. They went to play baseball and solve a mystery. Fun little Scooby-Doo mystery, perhaps. Throughout the game, on the video boards, they showed clues of who stole somebody's red plaid jacket. You know, just
See,
silly shenanigans on screen
See, the
throughout the
thing is,
innings.
it's like this one isn't bad. It's just the fact that the other two are just so good that it's like this doesn't even really make the conversation.
No, it doesn't make the conversation. And even when before I even put the third one on there, I said this next one is going to be like the absolute A plus tier promotion night. I mean,
I still dig the third one though. Like I dig the third one. The third one is good.
so we'll head to Greenville. They did a lot this one night. I mean, this is like premium promotion night. You got Star Wars trivia night. So if you're a Star Wars fan, got to be good. Lightsaber giveaway. They also had dollar drink night and the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile for photo ops. And you could imagine how many people are going there dressed up in Star Wars gear. I love seeing all the costumes. I love Halloween, just seeing all the different costumes. You got to imagine some people in Greenville that were just going hard on this. So that's a pretty big one. I think the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile kind of tips it over the edge. But then the third one, this one was interesting. There were 2 Harry Potter nights in the Red Sox organization last night.
Oh, so this isn't even like there's technically like
it's like 1A, 1B
technically, but like so like the first one I'm reading, it's like you get to go there and you get to choose your house for an extra $25 for a baseball, which I think is like
pretty clean looking hat too.
It's interactive, like solid. But then you go to Portland, and the fans can throw the first pitch if you dress up.
Yeah. So basically, 2 Harry Potter nights. One was in Asheville, and then the other one was Portland hosting this. So basically, is Harry Potter night in Asheville. You get to choose whatever house you want and pay an extra $25 for a nice hat that says the team on the side of the hat, I believe, and on the front it said like Gryffindor, Slytherin, whatever. But then Portland hosted Harry Potter night. No giveaway like that, but fans can dress up and go on the field before the game, walk around do a lap around the field, and I guess whoever was voted best dressed got to throw out the first pitch. So again, looking at costumes, seeing what people can do, creativeness, I'm like, this is a tough one. I mean, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, I think like, so I'm torn because like I'm not gonna dress up, like, as fun as that is. Like, I mean, I feel like if you're gonna win that, like, you need to go dress like you're gonna go play some fucking Quidditch or something. Like, if you don't bring a broom, like, you didn't do it right. See, I'm not gonna do all that. I'm down for the hat, but I gotta do the Star Wars thing. I gotta go get that lightsaber. Dollar drink night too, and it's trivia. Sign me up, because I feel like you're getting the giveaway where like you gotta pay for the extra hat. So I'm choosing the lightsaber. Even if I suck at trivia, I'm doing the lightsaber. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, I toss up for me, but I'm also going to Star Wars trivia night. I don't even drink. But the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, I mean, that's top tier photo. And then, seeing all the different people dressing up, I mean, it's got to be a fun night.
Oh, yeah. That's got to be swell time.
So we're both going to Greenville, it looks like.
Yeah, we're both going to Greenville, going local per usual. And I might need to, like, take a trip out to Greenville. I don't really have time right now, like this month, like, because I'm doing Kannapolis, I'm doing Hickory this weekend. So I'm dipping my toes into some prospect, like, coverage. But I really do got to make a trip to Greenville, because that, like, the team is great, and they got a lot of good players, like, on the roster. Excuse me. And I'd just be fun to check out, like, just make a day trip out of it. I have to, like, look at their schedule and see, like, what weekends they're playing there, and kind of figure out if I'm just like, hey, wife, I'm gonna go to Greenville for the day. I'm gonna go watch.
Look at a fun promotion too.
I'm gonna go watch Justin Gonzalez hit nukes. I do want to check out some of the new guys that have started out there. We're gonna get them into a minute, but I look, I know this is the prospect show. We do like dive into the prospects, but this is also like a news, notes, baseball show at the same time. So we are going to talk about the deadline. We're gonna hop right in. Are you ready to hop in? A little bit.
I'm ready.
I do want to get your thoughts on another topic too, but we're going to save that. So the way we're going to do this deadline talk is I'm not going to dive through all 37 moves made today. If you want to follow me on Substack, I've kind of broke down every move possible with little tidbit nuggets for each. You can go check me out on Baseball Scoops. It's not behind a paywall. It's for fun. I enjoy it. I cover the entire league. It's a blast to do. So you can do that. There's a lot of really good people in the baseball community over there. So a lot of people were covering, the trade deadline. So we all kind of got our toes in, but it's just been fun to be a part of. But I'm not going to do all that. What we're going to do, since we are the Boston Red Sox, we are going to cover – I do want to talk about the AL East, because I do think it matters, because each team that is roughly within distance of the Red Sox made moves. Even the Blue Jays, we're going to talk about them too a little bit because I find that to be very fascinating within itself. But obviously, we're going to start with the Red Sox. The big news that we waited 3 hours for. It's funny. I was watching, Kevin Alcantara called up by the Cubs. Let's go. The nice move. Good shit. He's been tearing it up in AAA. I'm kind of excited to see what he actually can bring to the Cubs. The Cubs had a fucking awesome deadline. I'm excited to talk about it. But Red Sox, finally, the news finally broke. We got the Jeff Passan tweet. It was confirmed. Adley Rutschman to the Orioles for a massive haul. Going the other way, obviously on paper, it looks like a lot. It's Anthony Ianson, it's Kyson Witherspoon, it's Endy Azakar, it's Carlos Narvaez. It's a player to be named later. Big package. I mean, and I think that's the name of the game of the deadline. Obviously, you have to give to get. Sometimes, in a sense, you might have to overpay. I don't know if I would categorize this as an overpay. But what were your initial thoughts? And then I will piggyback off of you. What were your thoughts when you heard the name? What were your thoughts when the final trade went down? And then really, what were your thoughts when the results came out? Because I think, we waited for quite a bit before the results actually came out of what the package was being sent to the Baltimore Orioles in this regard.
Yeah, seeing that they were going after a catcher, I like the idea. When he's healthy, he's a top 5 catcher in baseball, I'd say. Great defensive catcher, can hit the ball. I mean, I like the idea of having him on this team. Seeing that they got him, I was ecstatic. And then saw some of the rumors that it was like 2 top 10 prospects from team potentially. And then that turned into Ianson and Witherspoon and Azakar, player to be named later, Narvaez. Now, Narvaez is fine. We talked about him 2 weeks ago and said he was really trending downward. I like Connor Wong in that backup role. So when Adley actually gets healthy, I think he's going on a rehab assignment shortly anyway.
He is.
He's going to be a great fit for this team. I mean, WAR-wise, I think he's like the 5th best catcher according to WAR, and it's like he missed how many games? So I love the addition of the player. Now to get rid of some guys, like we talk about Ianson mostly every episode. He's got a lot of.
It was really hard not to. Like it got like we don't want to be like redundant and repetitive and all that nature, but at the same time, like it's just like
even if it's a short blurb,
talk about it. You have to.
Yeah. He obviously getting rid of a guy like that stinks, but like you said, you got to pay up to get the guy that you want. And we talked about this 2 weeks ago too with the Curtis Mead trade and the early trade. It's like. I don't care if you win or lose a trade. I don't care. You fit a need that you had. Now, granted, Mead got hurt, but you fit in a need with surplus that you had. So now you're trading away some guys that are, double A, single A, guys that aren't going to impact this team this year to get a guy that's going to impact your team this year. So you get the guy you want. It doesn't matter what all the GMs are saying. If you lose the trade, win the trade. Obviously, I think you gave up a lot, but you kind of have to get a guy like this. The one thing I'm shocked we haven't seen like an extension yet of this kind of guy because he's got another year and a half of control. I mean, it's got to happen at some point. I can't imagine you trade for him and then you let him walk, Yeah,
I think so. On I was watching the Carabas stream pretty much all day, and pretty shortly after that, they've Brett based on what they were saying on the stream, they have reached out to Adley to talk about. An extension, which I get it. If you're going to give up this type of package, you absolutely have to. And you needed a catcher. I think you just did. When you look at the production from the catcher position, you're not getting very much. You're not really winning in that department. I mean, and you look at Narvaez, he's taken a notable step backwards. He strikes out a lot. He's not walking as much as he did last year. He's hitting 187. With a 535 OPS this year. It's not good. And I know Wong isn't really any better. But I mean, at least Wong's got, he's got a little bit more pop. It's not a lot of pop, but it's some pop. I mean, I think Narvaez has had a really tough year overall. He got sat down the beginning of the year by Cora. Losing Varitek probably didn't help. He just never really got into a rhythm. it just is what it is. But I think it's just like you knew you needed the position to be addressed. Like you had to do it. And I said this whenever I was listening to Jeff Passan's latest podcast, like this past Tuesday, and he broke that news that the Orioles are fielding calls for Adley Rutschman. I immediately was like, I hope Craig Breslow makes that phone call. I was like, I want this guy because he checks off every box that you want in a catcher. Like you have a guy that has the ideal approach this year that he likes. It's a guy who walks 10.6% of the time, strikeout rate 87th percentile, not a lot of swing and miss, doesn't chase outside the zone, great square up percentage. Like the bat speed's not necessarily there, but he's got really good launch angle sweet spots. So he's getting better angles, on his swings, which is great to see. Defensively, he is without question the best defensive catcher on this team, and it's not close. Framing, 93rd percentile. Called strikes above average, 100th percentile. Blocks above average, 73rd percentile. Getting great defense behind the plate, and you're also getting production at the plate. This is the best year he's had in quite some time. I mean, he had two really, really, really good seasons, like obviously his rookie year in 2022, and then he had a rock-solid 2023. That was basically a career year for him. Set a career high in home runs that year. He walked a ton. I mean, 92 walks like that year, which is third in the American League, which is fucking nuts. But it's like that's the type of player you're getting. Then he had two pretty rough years. Like he regressed a little bit, in 2024, and then injuries absolutely derailed him last season. Like he had no rhythm. He couldn't build himself up to get back to where he at least was. Now you look at this year, it's a completely different story. Like, yeah, he's gotten hurt, but you look at the batted ball data, you look at his slash line, everything's improved. It's pretty neck and neck with what he at least was doing in 2024. Hitting 251 with a 331 OBP, a 433 slug, which is the highest it's been since 2023, and the OPS is a 764, also the highest since 2023. I'm happy with it. The power seems to be notably back, which is impressive. I mean, his ISO, he's never really crushed it, but a 182 ISO, it's the highest it's been since his rookie year. I mean, I will take what this is, and I think it's a really good value play. He's under team control for another 1.5 years, so that's great too. Get the extension. I feel like that's what you're doing. I mean, the way I framed it, like on Twitter, like my initial take when I saw the offer, I'm like, okay, like you have to give to get, and you're going to pay more at the deadline because that's just how it is. That's how it is at the deadline. Like you're going to give to get. And shout out to the Orioles. They got, now what they do with these prospects is completely up to them. That's a completely different story. Like, we can say that the Red Sox traded all these prospects, but it's like, what the Orioles do with them is a completely different conversation because we've seen this play out. Like, look at their core, like they're already retooling basically, so it's like, and I think the Orioles too, they have a pretty complete team for the most part. I think they're underperforming a little wildly, but it's like they inked Samuel Basallo. Like that's your catcher. That's their catcher. They chose that last year, and you kind of had a feeling if they weren't going to pay Adley that the writing was on the wall that he was going to be moved. They traded Taylor Ward today. They traded him to the Mariners. Like they, that was a 1-year rental basically. They got him for Grayson Rodriguez and they flipped him. So good for them on that regard. They're kind of in sell mode, but they're also building for beyond. Like they chose to pay Bradish, Shane Baz. You get a prospect like Ianson in the door. I mean, it gives them a lot of upside that they really haven't had at the position. So I think this is a trade that can really be like a win-win scenario for both of these teams. Like the Red Sox get like basically a franchise catcher, a catcher who can hit, but he's elite behind the plate. And it's just something they haven't had, and I know Narvaez was great last year, but got to remember too, like Narvaez came in and that was the guy who was just like a diamond in the rough. That was we found him on the Yankees and we bring him in. And next thing you know, he took the job because Connor Wong got hurt, so it's like, I think they get a really good player. They get a franchise catcher, and you needed it. I think Witherspoon, I think like that's a guy that just had value, like to a degree. Like it's like, all right, like here's this guy that was a top 20 draft pick. All right, let's see what we can do. Ianson was really the main get here. I think what you see out of Andikar. I mean, Narvaez gives them depth. Don't forget we got Jake Rogers in this trade. I mean, he's a okay hitter, really good behind the plate. Tarek Skubal, when he was exiting, like doing his exiting meetings, he pretty much credited Jake Rogers with his Cy Young wins because that was his catcher, and they had such a good rapport together. So that should be encouraging to Red Sox fans. That's the type of guy. Now, I don't know how long Jake Rogers. I mean, he was in Baltimore for a fucking week. Like he was there for like a week and then they moved. But it's like if he performs a little bit better than like Connor Wong, and then you have a different conversation. But I think this is great. I hope they get an extension because I think due to the package that they gave, you gotta think like, okay, Breslow, this is your guy. You identified this guy. Let's see what you can do in terms of an extension. I also think too, like, yeah, you basically depleted your pitching farm, at least like the high end, like pitching side. Like Ianson was a guy that many thought could probably come up maybe in September and help this team. Witherspoon's a little further away, but still, like, those were two of your higher end arms. And obviously they drafted a lot of pitching that, we touched on in the draft breakdown. Like, those guys have a lot of upside. So the way we've seen this team develop pitching, it's like, okay, like, there's reason to be confident. There's reason to be happy, like,
I feel like their farm,
that part of it.
Their
think about it too.
We just traded
too. It is, but we just traded Connolly early too. So that's like a lot of your immediate depth that you probably like would have had. But it's like, all right, you think about it. You're investing. You got Jake Bennett, you got Peyton Toley. Like, those are your guys now. Like, you have your rotation for next year. Like, it's pretty set in stone now. Like, where we had questions like, oh, like, who's going to be the odd man out? No, the odd man out, they're already out. I don't know if we touched on the early versus Mead. It's really a null because it's like Mead's not going to really contribute right now.
Before he got hurt, though, what you would think of that trade, though?
The way I wrote it on my Substack, honestly, I think it's a trade that worked for both sides. Yep. You're the Nationals. You needed to get pitching. You need pitching in the door. Why? Because you don't have any. So it's like you have Cade Cavalli, who's having a really good year. They just traded Foster Griffin to the Guardians, which is just a fucking great get for the Guardians. Like, they had a sneaky deadline. Foster Griffin's having a fantastic season. I was kind of shocked. I guess an extension never came to fruition. So good for them. They sold high on what he's doing this year. And I good for Paul Taboni. He's having a great year. But you get a young guy in Connolly early who has a ton of team control. He's obviously pitched at the big league level, so he can do it. And then I think for the Red Sox, I think getting Curtis Mead was great. Versatility, probably not really a third baseman. You could put him at second, probably is the best bet. His first base defense, not great, but it's power. It's raw power, and he's shown that this year. And that's what the Red Sox needed, a middle-of-the-order power bat. And that's what you got. And now – you kind of have that with Adley Rutschman. Like, you have a guy that, like, instead of having Wong, Narvaez hitting ninth, you could probably put Adley fifth or sixth. Like, like you could do that, and you feel pretty good. And whoever you have sliding down, you feel a little bit better about that. So, I think that I really did paint the Mead early trade as a very. Like, that was a very good deal for both sides. Like that was a good baseball trade. Like, here's my young guy for your young guy, and Mead was DFA in the beginning of the year. And then here he is at the Nationals. He had the fucking great month of July. And then it's just unfortunate he got hit, like that. Like, that's not Breslow's fault. Like, I think Breslow did a really good job, like, trading for an area of surplus. And he went on and he got a player. You got a player that made sense, and it's just unfortunate that you know, we don't really get to see that player, but I think like that's a player that Red Sox fans should at least like kind of keep in the back of their mind, like we have him and it's okay.
Mhm.
But I don't know what he'll be this year or what he'll do. But I don't think anyone should
Yeah.
crucify Breslow for that trade because I think the trade was fine. The next big one.
Before we move on, I do want to say with that
Sure.
trade with Rutschman, trading away Azakar, I mean, great player. This is someone I wanted to touch on earlier from his performance the last 2 weeks, but we talked about him a couple times. He had 18 homers for the Red Sox organization this year.
Yeah.
That's second in the minor leagues behind Franklin Arias at 21. And he led all minor league Red Sox players with 51 extra base hits. I mean, he's been a guy that's just been hitting the ball like crazy month in, month out. So it's going to be interesting to see not who replaces that, but like who's going to, step up and be that next
Yeah.
guy that has like almost 20 home runs in half a season. Like
Yeah. And it's
just a
like
really good fun player to watch.
I think it's going to be fun just to see like the infield like position players develop, and we'll touch on a few in like later on in the episode because there's quite a few that we want to get to. But the next big trade, Marcelo Meyer.
That's crazy.
For you know what, I forget who I said this to, but I did say I do think I said this to you as we were doing these episodes, and I was like, I think Meyer has like very little value.
We talked about him and just looking at his stats from minor league and to how it got to where it is. It's kind of almost like why was he that high of a prospect? We talked about that very
It's
early
just
on.
it's just like it's frustrating because, and I understand like this is how drafting and prospects works, right? Like you have them, they have pedigree, and then you just see what they do to develop and you see how they pan
Crazy.
out, and it just kind of is what it is. Now I do think this is somewhat of a product on the Red Sox where like they rushed him like it was out of necessity. It's not like they just chose to do it. Was just like you had injuries, nobody else was ready. It's just like Meyer, we need you, kid. And I think he
Mhm.
held his own. But then you get to like this year and it's like you have the opportunity, you have the ability here to like take the reins and run, and he just never ran. And what's frustrating, and Chris Cotillo tweeted this out, you had a trade on the table for Ketel Marte before the 10-5 rights kicked in for Ketel Marte. Connolly Early and Meyer were part of that deal, and Breslow said no because he didn't want to give up Meyer. And it's like you look back and it's like, yeah, I mean, and I get like hindsight's like 2020, but it's like
That's tough.
you went from getting what's been one of the most productive second basemen over the last handful of years to basically Curtis Mead and relief pitcher Eric Miller. Like that's basically what it turned into. Like you went from that to the and I'm not saying Curtis Mead is going to be a bad player, and I'm very happy with it. I like Eric Miller, but it's kind of crazy that like that's what we got from Marcelo Meyer. We got a
Yeah.
lefty reliever, like yeah, when like the Padres traded Leo DeVries for Mason Miller, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? What kind of crack are you smoking, brother? Like, but it's like Marcelo Meyer, it's like, all right, like at least we got like something. It's just I didn't think that would be it. Like I figured he'd be part of like a bigger, like a larger
Yeah.
package. Like if you I'm not like I'm throwing out names that like were linked to the Red Sox, but it's like you'd think he'd be part of a package like for like Otto Lopez, or
Mhm.
like does that get you Zach Neto? Now I understand the Angels were going ahead and they just fucking decided like, hey, we're just gonna ask for Franklin Arias, and it's like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Like that's a
Yeah,
hard
I'm
no.
good on
Like I'm not
that.
doing that. Like that's a negative. But it's just crazy that like all the prospects that like we had that like they like paraded like Christian Campbell's still in Worcester,
Mhm.
Myers now in San Francisco, which fucking God bless your bat, brother. Like that's a hard park to hit in. That's just a hard part. But hey, he gets to reunite with Rafi Devers. But that's a hard part to hit in. Like I just but at least for them, they at least get like a shortstop for like the future. Like, he can really learn from Matt Chapman, like, which I think that'll be really beneficial. Like Matt Chapman's one of the best defenders in baseball. It's just crazy that's where we landed. And it's just like crazy how like the winner, it's like, damn, we didn't pull the trigger on that deal. And then like, this is what you get. Like it's kind of wild to me, but it is what it is. Like I'm very happy with Eric Miller, to be really honest.
Yeah.
Like
He looks great. Numbers are awesome. A lot of team control. You get another lefty in the bullpen. I mean, this bullpen looks fantastic. It already looked good beforehand, but
you needed another reliever. Like you had to have another reliever, a lefty reliever. Like you just didn't have another lefty reliever, and that was the problem. Because you're only relying on literally Chapman and Giovanni Moran. Like, and that's how it was at the beginning of the season. Like they just didn't have another reliever to plug in that's a lefty, and you needed one. And you got one, and you got a really good one, and he's under team control until 2030. So it's not like you traded Meyer and got like a rental. Like that would have been dumb. You got a controllable.
You got a really good relief pitcher, a lefty too.
Yeah, you got a controllable asset. Like, and it's great to see. And his baseball savant's fantastic. Like, he keeps the ball on the ground, doesn't get hit hard, which is great. His K percentage is 95th percentile. The whiff is 97th percentile. Fastball velo is good. The extension's not bad. The only thing I have is the fucking walks. Like the walks are just, they're just horrendous, dude. He's in the first percentile for walk rate. But if you know anything about this Red Sox team, they can control that. Like look at Aroldis Chapman. He used to walk the moon until he came to Boston. Yep. And now he's got some of the best command, in the in the sport. But now I kind of want to go to, so like his stuff is really disgusting. So like from Stuff Plus, like his fastball this year is at 100. His sinker is at 122. The slider's 115. The changeup is 101. I dig it. He's got a 116 Stuff Plus. The location plus is 92. Pitching plus is 108. So you want to see the command a little bit because that's basically what location plus is. It's command. But you want to see that kind of uptick a little bit. But I'm very excited. This gives you like a really good weapon out of the pen. Like every pitch he has, 3 of them are 22% or better for whiff rate. His slider is pretty fucking absurd. It's got a 125 batting average against, a 127 expected batting average against, a 188 slug, a 188 WOBA, a 54.3% whiff rate. It's his top put away pitch.
That's crazy.
He's throwing those a lot. He's really a sinker slider. Does have a 4-seam and does have a changeup, but he doesn't really throw them a lot. Dude, I like it. I really like the arm. I think like this is like another Breslow guy, like with the fastball velo. He's got, really great. He misses bats, limits hard damage. Dude, keeps the ball on the ground. This infield defense, great. Like this is great. Like this is awesome. Like this is fantastic. Like I'm very happy.
The other guy they got too. I mean, they got that kid, outfielder Carlos Gutierrez from this trade too. His numbers look pretty decent too for a high single A, 9 home runs.
Yeah, he was
83 games.
He was like what there? He was like what the 7? He was what like the 17th ranked prospect in their system.
Something
like the Giants system.
High, yeah.
Yeah,
but
I like the trade. Well, I do. I like the move.
That's another trade where you trade. You're getting guys at the major league level, and Eric Miller. It's gonna produce for this team. Marcelo obviously not producing for this team right now, so you get in more assets that are going to help you now.
Well, that's like the thing. Like, and I put this under like the Red Sox talk like portion of this episode here for the rundown, but it's like you look at this team and like in this stretch run since July, like Andrew Monasterio is an OPS of 1,000. Ceddanne Rafaela is not just having a career year, but developing at a rate which I don't know if anybody expected. Like you're probably hoping for positive, like, just take next steps, but this is like a whole different level. Like he's cemented himself as one of the best defensive outfielders in baseball, and the bat plays. You're like his series against the Dodgers. He hit a home run in every game. He had 4 home runs in the series. Like this is a team that somehow a tale of two teams this year, man. Like they went from being the worst team in our organization's history to going on this historical run. And now they're really in the driver's seat for the wild card. Like I think they would have to come out of this deadline and completely shit the bed to like lose the ground they gained. Like this team was 14 under 500. They're now like 9 games over 500. That like the turnaround, like they've earned the right to have Breslow buy. And I think he did that. Like they've earned it. Like they showed that they are better than what they were playing at, and they've earned the right to have these moves. They earned that right. And Rafaela had 16 home runs last year. He's at 15 right now, and it's August 3rd.
His numbers are just so nutty. He's already at a 5.3 WAR. Last year he's at a 4.9. He still has another 50, 60 games left.
Yeah,
Leading the league in doubles right now. Slugging's up by 60 points. On base is up by like 30 or 40 points.
His OPS is almost his OPS is 96 points higher.
I could see him getting better too, even after this year.
He's 5th in the AL in batting average. He's 11th in the AL in slug. He's 16th in the AL in OPS. He's 1st in the AL in doubles, 7th in the AL in triples. Like it's just nutty what he's doing, and the power is like notable. Like the ISO is a 188. It's up from 165 last year, and the whiff rates like and the chase rate like it's still really bad. Like the chase rate is at 42.2%, but when you kind of look at it, it's like all right, like it's about the same as it was, but he's just a whole different player. Like it's just really fun to watch. Like. There's a chance he does get MVP votes. I don't know what it will be. Like I don't know where he'll finish, but I do think there's a really good case. He'll get those. But it's like this team earned the right to have buy-in. Like you just swept the Dodgers. Like you swept the Dodgers. Like Emmett Sheehan got option to AAA today, by the way. Well. We'll get into it in a second, but deadline grades. What are you giving this Red Sox team? I put a poll out on Twitter. I haven't even looked yet, like to see how votes are going.
I'm gonna go with the B+.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with a solid B.
I texted you when they
No, go ahead. No, you're good. Go.
I texted you, I think, after they made the Adley trade, and I said, I feel good with this trade deadline. You brought in the bat that you needed, brought in that position that you needed in catcher. Again, top 5 catcher in the game of baseball, in my opinion, right now. That was good. But then you made that trade for Eric Miller, another bullpen piece. That boosted me from a B to a B+. I don't really care what they gave up. Prospect-wise, I mean, Ianson, I think, is going to be a stud no matter what. Who knows with the rest of these guys?
Yeah.
But you're trading for something now. And he's going to be your future franchise catcher for the next X amount of years, you'd like to think. So you bring in a guy like that. Especially, I saw people talking about the Skubal trade. Like, yeah, Skubal's a rental piece. You're not going to get as much for a guy like that.
Pump the brakes, bro. Pump the brakes, brother. We're getting there. We're getting there.
But I like the trade that
we're getting there. We're getting there.
You got a relief pitcher that's good.
Yeah,
you didn't trade out many MLB players at this stage to get those guys. You're bringing in a lot of talent for that.
So that's where I'm at. Like that, I'm giving it just a solid B, because it's like I think there's more that you could have done. Like I think you could have maybe got like another depth starter, but you got a reliever that you needed. I think they could be relying on some in-house guys, like see what Tanner Houck can be, see what. I think Bayo is going to have a larger role for this team. Like I think there are options for pitching where, and even Patrick Sandoval, he's pitched pretty decent. Yeah. Like it's not like he hasn't been like a net negative. I think
Still
there's
some decent
options for
depth.
this team. They didn't really, I hate to say it, but like they didn't really fuck with the lineup. And I think it's like, do I think they could have used another shortstop? Sure. Do I think they're going to do that this winter? Absolutely. I don't know who it's
Mhm.
going to be. I don't know what it's going to be, but I think Breslow is going to swing for whatever fence he can swing for a shortstop. But you know what? These are the guys that got you here, and I'm kind of excited a little bit that like those are the guys that are going to keep you going because they've done it. They've at least proved it, and a lot of these guys are playing well. And you know what? You got a guy like Adley Rutschman. I think he's going to work really well with this staff. He's going to give you added production. Like there's a bat. You have a bat. So we'll see what happens. Roman Anthony could be coming back. So
Who?
that's another yeah, that the Roman Empire could be coming back. So we'll see what happens on that progression front. So I don't know. I give it a B. I think Miller's great. He's going to fit like a glove. Um, I do want to do like some rapid fire real quick on the division, and then I want to ask you the big question. So,
Mhm.
you know, the Red Sox made a lot of moves, but you know, if we're going to talk about like what they're chasing, like here's what they're chasing. So the Jays are interesting. They're not chasing the Jays, but I think the Blue Jays they're building for next year and beyond.
Mhm.
They traded Kevin Gausman to the Cubs, which I get it. He's a free agent this year. There's obviously the realm of the possibility they could bring him back, but they go out and get Jose Soriano from the Angels, who's under team control till 2029. So they get another really reliable arm. So you're going in next year with a rotation of Dylan Cease, Trey Savage. You got Soriano. I don't know if you'll see Bieber back. Scherzer's probably going to retire. Have a feeling Cole Cologne, he's going to fast track to the MLB level. So they're kind of building. They added utility man Josh Smith. Like, I don't know, could the Blue Jays go on a run? I mean, it's possible for that last spot. I mean, if they go on a run, I mean, I wouldn't really rule that out. They traded Jeff Hoffman, which is fine because Louis Varland's like fucking like top 3 closer in baseball this year. So there's that. We touched on the Orioles, they sold, but I'm really looking at the Rays and the Yankees. And I think like it'd be fun to put out a poll of just who, you know, what team kind of got like the fast track edge here. Like I think Freddie Peralta is a fantastic move for them. I think what he's doing is a complete outlier. He's ended up calling his own pitches towards the end of his tenure with the Mets. It just didn't work. It just wasn't a fit. And I find it strange for a guy who's had 200 strikeouts over the last few years, had a career year last year, all of a sudden just forgot how to pitch. I just find that hard to believe. And if there's a team that could really get him back on track, it is the Milwaukee Brewers of the American League when it comes to pitching. So I think that's a great move. They got Liam Hicks. I think they need some help behind the plate. The defense isn't there, but the bat is. The bat and ball data is not great. I mean, you look kind of under the hood, like hard hit rate, all that stuff, barrel rate, like it's not exactly there, but the approach is there. Walks, fewer strikeouts, doesn't chase, doesn't whiff. Like there's a lot of things to like. I think that's a good get for them. So they kind of add a bat they needed. They bolster that fucking pitching staff that drives me nuts. I mean, I think if you're the Rays, like that's pretty terrifying for a 3-game series because you're going against
Mhm.
Drew Rasmussen, who, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated pitchers in baseball. And then you have Freddie Peralta and you have Nick Martinez, who's literally only allowed like more than 3 earned runs in a start twice this entire season. Like he's just been really good. And you don't know what Shane McClanahan's going to be when he comes out of this because he's hurt. So it made sense why they went and got this. That's a team you got to catch. And I think they made some good moves. The Yankees, I think they didn't do enough, in my opinion, which is great because fuck them. But I really don't think they did enough. Like
Yeah.
they traded Doval, which is fine because he's fucking horrible. But they didn't really address the bullpen, which I think is a glaring weakness. So if and you know, at this point, we're really destined to go to the wild card with them now. Who has home field advantage? Completely different story. But I've been saying it for a while. The Red Sox will catch the Yankees. That's just a fact. We're going to catch them. That's just a fact. But they land Heliot Ramos and they land Luis Garcia Jr., who's probably going to platoon with Goldschmidt at first base, which makes sense because Garcia mashes righties and Goldschmidt crushes lefties. They're going to DH Ben Rice, and I guess you figure out the rest when Giancarlo Stanton comes in because you have 5 million fucking DHs because they're not going to put Ben Rice at catcher, which makes sense. He profiles more as a first baseman. So I mean, Ramos is fine. I mean, I think his battle play at, Yankee Stadium. I mean, outfielder, the defense is all right. The bat kind of works there, but I don't fucking know. I really don't think they did. I'm curious to see what Yankees fans actually think of their deadline. To be honest, because I think they're in trouble, man. I really do.
I don't think they did enough, like you said.
That offense is a bottom 10 offense since Aaron Judge went down. Like it's
without Judge, they're just a completely different team. It's not
scary. Oh no,
they're not scary at all. Like
me and Ballpark Buzz did like a AL East article, and I'm like, the Yankees are dead last in batting average since June 1st. They are dead last in on base percentage since June 1st. The slugging is, I think it's like 27th or something like that, and the OPS is like 28th. WRC plus, they're tied for last. Like it's just a fucking disaster of an offense, and that's even with Cody Bellinger. So they did at least get Ramos to kind of give them something because Bellinger is going to be out pretty much for the entire month of August. But I don't think they did enough. I think the Cubs, they win the deadline. I'll have an article on that. I'm not going to get into it. I want to ask you about Tarek Skubal. Hot topic. We're just going to kind of get our thoughts out, and then we're going to get into the prospects.
Yeah.
What'd you think? Me, I wasn't shocked one bit. I always thought he was going to go there. I think he's going to sign there before December 1st. I do think that it had nothing to do with money. Everyone wants to say it has to do with money, and I'm like, yeah, maybe for like the winner, but like for right now, it's prospect capital. Like the Brewers could have made this deal. A lot of teams could have made this deal. Like if they had the farm system and they were willing to go there, like they could have matched it. And the Tigers just chose to take the Dodgers offer. And their rotation is getting healthy. Snell is rehabbing. He'll be back soon. Glasnow rehabs Tuesday. Tarek Skubal will actually make his start tomorrow. So, but yeah, give me your stuff.
That felt very like predictable. I mean, he's been linked to them for so long. It felt like, the Dodgers getting another guy. Seems almost like kind of like the Yankees of, 5-ish years ago when they'd get every single big name on the trade market. But yeah, I kind of expected that. I think I'd be more annoyed if I was a Brewers fan. Like putting Scoop with Miz would have been absolutely insane. I don't understand why they.
That's what I wanted. Like I wanted him to go to Milwaukee. Like I wanted Milwaukee. I wanted that so bad.
You get him out of the AL. I mean, looking at it as a Red Sox fan, you get him out of the AL. We don't have to worry about him until a potential World Series matchup if both those teams get there. So I'm fine. And we saw last year, the Dodgers had a tough time getting there, and obviously they won. But 7 games against the Blue Jays. So anything's possible. The fact that Skubal's on the Dodgers doesn't scare me. If I was a division opponent, if I was in a race with them, different story. But for me as a Red Sox fan, whatever. Probably not great for baseball, but I just – and like I was saying before, I'm going to get into this a bit more now. When the Red Sox made that trade for Adley, you traded for a catcher, premier position, like trying to find a franchise cornerstone catcher, which
it's
is
a controllable asset, though.
Yeah.
It's a controlled asset. They're going to cost more.
Rental. This is a rental for Skubal. Granted, the guy doesn't want to Cy Young, so it's like, oh, man.
And the return wasn't exactly like a slouch return either. Like they got 2 of their, which I can't believe they kept DePaula and Sirota, but they still got like 2 prospects in the top 100 in their farm system. Like it's still like a good return.
You're trading for a guy that how many starts left on the season, you think? Maybe like 6, right? Is that something? Like maybe 8 or 9 starts for this team and then playoffs. and that's it. You're trading Rutschman. You're getting a guy that's gonna hopefully start, 3/4, 2/3, a lot of your games as Red Sox, and it's
Yeah.
just like you got to pay for a premium spot. There's so many good pitchers in the league. How many good catchers are there in the league? Like
Yeah.
it's not that position. Team control definitely helps too, but Subel to the Dodgers that was expected
Yeah.
from my
I
view at
mean,
least.
and it's like they're doing this like without like half their team. Like their only like starting pitcher they have that's healthy is fucking Yamamoto. Like that's it. Like that's it. They don't have like they don't really like that. They don't have anybody else. Like he's just been doing it himself. Like they've literally been held by Justin Robleski, and that's it. Like,
Mhm.
but I just wanted to get your thoughts. Now we're going to dive in a little bit of the prospects. Arias is not traded. He is ours. We own him. He belongs to us now. But I do want to like he's gotten some looks at second base, which has been, at least according to Brad, like that's like a weekly thing. But he's played back-to-back games, for Worcester, which is at second base, which is great to see. But he's had a nice little go like in Worcester so far. Like since he got there, he's had hits in every single game. He had a 3-hit game on the very last day of July. So for that month, he hit 240 with a 520 slug and an 853 OPS. Hit a home run in his first game in Worcester, which is great. Like you love to see it. And then obviously there was one game at the end of August where he went 1 for 5, but he did have a double, which is fun to see. So that's nice. Drove a run in, So I'm excited to see how he adjusts to Worcester, because I do think he's coming in September. I do.
Yeah, he had 4 extra base hits in 7 games,
Yeah.
8 RBIs, which leads the team for the last 2 weeks in Worcester.
Yeah.
So not that RBIs is the tell-all sign of how good of a player you are, but it's just kind of crazy.
No. But it's like, it's a little like it's nice that he got there and he got settled in like right away, and he wasn't
He's
taking
producing,
like,
yeah.
and he wasn't taking guys like deep that like are bums. Like he was taking guys deep
MLB
in
guys,
Major
yeah.
League Baseball. Like, so that's that's one guy. I just want to quickly, I do want to talk about Christian Campbell for a minute. I think I might save the pitching for next week.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about Campbell because I wonder if we see him.
He's been looking
They
insane.
didn't trade Duran, which obviously I get it because like he's got no fucking value. There's just no value there. but like I'm very impressed with what Christian Campbell did. Like, and I know he's had some bumps this year. He got hurt. He was sick, trying to work his way back. June was a pretty lackluster month as a whole, hitting 148 with a 180 slug and a 450 OPS. Like that's just like that's not good. Like that's not what you want to see. And obviously it raises questions like from fans. It's like, all right, what is this guy going to do? And then you kind of really saw things kind of elevate themselves a little bit. And he took off in July, really more so towards the end, where he pretty much had hits in his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 of his last 12 games. He finished the month with a 379 average, 507 OBP, 552 slug, a 1059 OPS. Lots of home runs, a lot of extra base hits, pulling the ball better, and you kind of saw it a little bit more consistent.
Seems like a brand new guy.
He's had 2 games in August. He's 1 for 7. He's got a few strikeouts. I mean, he struck out, 4 times, but like the point is just like he had such a good July, and it's just at least comforting to see. I just wonder if he does have like a really good August. and puts it a little bit more consistently together too in September, like, do we see him again? Like, do we see him again? Like, I don't know, but I've been really impressed with the consistency, especially towards the end of the month. And you see some of those swings, and it's a little bit better. Like, I'm impressed. The only thing that does concern me is the whiff rates are still like really, really high. I mean, I'm looking at the same span. A lot of whiff rates. We're talking like 40% and above pretty much for every game, minus like 2. His best game was the very last game, and he only whiffed 12.5% of the time, but he chased outside the zone 50% of the time. So you could tell that there's still some questionable swing decisions there, and you want to see a little bit, you want to see a little bit better decision making, but at least you could see like the bat to ball skills are there. He's pulling the ball more, which is great to see. Let's just hope for another month of consistency. Got some thoughts?
Yeah, last two weeks, his OPS has been over 1.2. He's really just heating up, like you said. The biggest thing is just the whiff rate. I'm not sure if they want to screw with him, bring him up. Maybe I'm not sure what that's going to do for him. Not sure if it's
Yeah.
best keeping in AAA for the entire season and just go from there. But just because before this month, he's really just been a guy I thought you could maybe even send down to AA at that point. So I'd like to see it continue. Obviously, he's strung together a lot of really good series for this team. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with them.
Speaking of Franklin Arias, Tyler Milliken just put the quote out because obviously Bledsoe's addressing the media and stuff. Craig Bledsoe didn't shut down the idea of Franklin Arias helping the team down the stretch. I hate to put those type of expectations on a 20-year-old. Gee, we've seen this before. We'll continue to take note of what he's doing, and if he is a person who can help us, we'll have that conversation when it comes. Yeah, I mean, when you get promoted to Worcester, yeah, it's a pretty. I mean, yeah, it's that type of it's that type of time.
Bit of breaking news as well from Andrew Parker on Twitter. Devin Futrell to AA Portland.
Yes,
That's the other one to touch on too. He's been killing it. I know you said you don't want to talk about the pitching, but that's a guy you love to see. He's been killing it.
He's been really good, and I know we've highlighted him a lot on this program. So, yeah, Futrell, I'm really happy to see, especially his last few starts. His last few starts have been really, really good. So, all right, now that we got that done, I mean, now that you put that on the docket, we got to hammer it out. We can't not talk about it. No, it's a very earned promotion. I mean, his ERA, I mean, across the now, and this is great for him to see because he's obviously, I wouldn't even really call it a start because, I mean, shit, he pitched 9 innings in Salem. So he's in Greenville, 74.2 innings, a 4.22 ERA. So, I mean, overall, he's got a 3.76 because he didn't give up an earned run in the 9 innings in Salem. But it's been a noticeable, like his walk rate is 4.6%. So great command, great control. K rate's 27.9%. Like, that's still really, really good. K minus BB 23.3. I dig it. His ability to throw strikes, 67.2%. So, yeah, I mean, you're seeing growth, and I think with all the pitching that's been kind of removed from this team, it's great to see that he gets to make the next jump to Portland. So I'm excited for him, and he's a player that even overall like profiles exceptionally well.
His last
chase, good zone percentage, good called strike plus whiffs, great command. The profile checks out and the stuff is good, and I'm excited to see what he can do at the next level. Very earned promotion.
His last 2 starts, 17 strikeouts with 4 walks in 12.2 innings, giving up only 9 hits and 1 earned run. He had a rough month before that. He gave up a lot of runs in a short amount of time, but he dropped his ERA by almost an entire point just from those last 2 starts. Do we have time to just go over some? I could just rattle some of these player stats off real quick if you think we got time.
I'm gonna let you finish with that. I want to talk about the college kids. The
Yep.
UNC duo, like this is just really brief. Like they got their debuts, in Greenville this weekend. Like they got Asheville. I wonder if that's close to me. If that's close to me, I can go see Asheville like right up the highway. That's
They
Asheville, like
went to,
North Carolina. That's like right up the interstate for me.
oh, you could do that.
But
They
I
went a
mean,
combined 8 for 18. I mean, they looked great.
that's what I'm saying. Like, and you had extra base hits. Like, Hull had two doubles in the 3-hit game on Sunday. He had a multi-hit game, his first game on Saturday. Like that's impressive. Like, good for them coming in and hitting the ground running. Really, like those are two players that I'm very excited about. I know we talked
They're
about
gonna
it,
be
and we're
fun.
very excited too. So I'm very excited to monitor their progress. Like that's just like another set of exciting names that we get to talk about like on the show. So I'm very excited for kind of what's to come. But yeah, floor is yours. Start
Yeah.
rattling away there, big fella.
So someone we haven't really talked about before, Andrews Opata in Salem,
Mhm.
22-year-old righty outfielder, set the Salem record for stolen bases in a season with 41. Had a good couple weeks at the bat too. Had an 860 OPS with a pair of homers in the last 2 weeks. So speedy guy, but really starting to swing the bat now. Also in Salem, we have Cleaver Salazar, 20-year-old righty catcher, just absolutely nuts the last 2 weeks. Had 3 homers with 10 extra base hits, a slash line that ended in a 1.3 OPS, and had 15 RBIs. Walked 9 times to 8 strikeouts in those 2 weeks. 15 RBIs in that short span is nuts.
That's
And then Frank Primera uh, playing well in his first month of pro ball still. 12 for 31, 4
yeah.
extra base hits and a homer. Love
He's
seeing the
he's
walks.
really settled in since being promoted there. Like it was obviously a little rocky at first being adjusted, but man, once he got settled in, he's been a rock. He's been rock solid. Like it's been really fun to watch.
Only 2 strikeouts in that span too.
Yeah, it's just good for him. Like he once he got adjusted, like it's a guy who's starting to really prove himself and kind of turn some heads a little bit.
Right, he looks good. Justin Gonzalez with the funniest week ever. Last week,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
he gets hit a home
yeah,
run,
yeah.
gets ejected, suspended for 3 games, comes back for the final game, hits a walk-off home run in his first game back. I mean, that's against the same team. Just
Yeah.
hilarious stuff you love to see. But he's looked great in these last 2 weeks with that suspension even going on. And 8 games, he went 10 for 29 with 3 home runs. That's a guy you want to hold on to at the deadline. I want to see what he can do, not just the rest of the season, but in the future.
Well, I think too, like just to kind of like piggyback, it's like, and I'm not saying be a like a prospect hoarder. Like I'm not saying I'm like, but I think like when it comes to the type of player Justin Gonzalez is and the type of player that the Red Sox lack in their system, and I understand power has been like a legitimate thing for a lot of these prospects. Like we've noticed it kind of across the board, but he's like your prototypical power bat. Like, I don't think that's a guy you want to give up because it's like a prospect that like fits a need. And if he's a
Mhm.
guy that you can really keep developing and keep cooking in your system, I mean, just the notable growth he's had this year is just off the charts. I mean, and he's still continuing to do it. The OBP is up slightly, the slug is up a lot, and his OPS is almost 100 points better. Like he's really taken the necessary steps. So I'm really glad that he didn't have to go in any type of trade because I think it's a player
He
you
looks
need.
really good.
Mhm.
And like you said, just I mean the build. Like, what is he, 6'5"? Like just a huge guy
He's a big
that has a
boy.
lot of power. And he's how old is he? Like 18, 19,
Young.
20?
Yeah, he's young. He's
Like,
not even like he's still a sprung chicken. Like
he's gonna be
he's
fun.
like so it's like a guy like that you want to hold on to. Like it's a guy like that you want to it's someone you don't want to give up on. Like there's
Yeah.
guys that you could, but it's like that's a guy. It's like all right, like he could be really something special, like down the line. Like
It's like my oldest prospect in the system at this point.
And then, yeah, you got Brooks Brandon still hot.
Yeah, another 2 home runs. He's now the second in the minor leagues for the Red Sox in home runs, up to 17 now on the season, slugging .707 in the last month.
Crazy.
It's an unreal run he's been on. And then another guy, Jack Winay, had 2 homers. Just got called up last month to Double A. In 78 at bats, he has through 8 extra base hits with 3 home runs with an OPS of 915. So he's been hitting the ball real well in Double A. And that's pretty much all the batters because someone else got traded. But
Yeah.
we can talk about pitchers the next time. We can talk about John Holubets in his first start maybe next week. Talk about his second start as well.
Yep. Same with Sabiel Delzine. I do want to hit on that too. So, like, those are two guys that like definitely want to put on the docket for next week. But since it was the trade deadline, there was a lot more activity.
Yeah, a lot of guys to talk about for the next week. But yeah, I think that's pretty much good on our end. Here, we're running a little bit over, but we kind of had to break down that breaking news of Fertrell getting called up.
Uh, yeah, no, hey, I like breaking news like that. I mean, it's stuff like that that kind of makes the show go around. I mean, this is obviously just a bigger show, like doing the trade deadline and all that fun stuff. I mean, there's a lot to kind of discuss and a lot to get into. So, uh, but yeah, I mean, that pretty much really wraps up. You got any final thoughts or?
Um, I'm excited to see what this team looks like now. Except for Eric Miller, excited for Adley. Adley in a Red Sox uniform, he's gonna look nice.
If they
Not
get
sure
an
when that's gonna be, but
like if he gets an extension like that's a jersey, I would probably like maybe purchase. Like, never forget when that kid made his debut. Like, it was one of the more memorable ones where he just took his mask off and just like soaked it in. I'm like, yeah, you appreciate stuff like
yeah,
that. You
number
appreciate
one
stuff like
pick.
that.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that'll kind of wrap this up. It was a lengthy one, but you know what, it is what it is. Like, there's a lot to talk about, a lot to discuss. This team is fun, so it's fun just to like kind of like ride those vibes. I'm very excited. You know, echoing what Rob just said, I'm very excited to see what Adley Rutschman does. Excited to see him work with this pitching staff. That's really just been the driving force behind everything this team has accomplished, and finally getting the run support and the bats kind of cranking, and just at a more consistent level. Excited to see what Miller does. I think he got another demon out of the bullpen, and I think that that stuff matters in October. Like, you're going to face other teams' best pitching. When you really look at it, like if you go into a series with the Yankees, like you're going to face the Schlitlers, the Freeds, the Coles. Like, yeah, I'm not really scared of their bullpen, but their starting rotation, like that's a good rotation. You look at the Rays, like they can pitch, like they have a good pitching staff. Like, the rest of the American League doesn't necessarily scare me for pitching, but you look at the National League and it's like, you like Philly, you got Schlittler or not Schlittler, Sanchez, Wheeler, and Luzardo. The Dodgers rotation is just fucking loaded. Like, their depth now is like astronomically insane. Um, even Milwaukee, like they have a really good bullpen. They have a really good bullpen. They got Jacob Mizorowski. I wish they did more. They did add Dustin May. They did.
Red Sox legend.
But they did add him. I just think like you're going to face the best of the best. But if teams got to play Boston, like you're going to face some really good pitching, and there's no easy outs. Like Tolley and Bennett have been great. Ranger Suarez has been great. Sonny Gray has been more than what anybody expected. And then you look at this bullpen; it's a really good bullpen. Slayton has been locked in, very recently. Whitlock is his normal self. Greg Weiser with no runners on, phenomenal. Bayo as a bulk guy, like that's a weapon. That you're going to face some really good arms, and the Red Sox have really good arms, and I'm just really excited to see what this team can do. You get the White Sox tomorrow. You'll face some of their good arms. I know Davis Martin had a really, really tough July, but he overall has been good. Sean Burke has been disgustingly good throughout the month of July. He's been a really good pitcher for them. You'll get to see Luis Castillo. He makes his Mariners debut on Tuesday. So that'll be interesting to see how that kind of works out. But yeah, I mean, we've had a long ride ahead, but we'll keep breaking it down and we'll keep talking about it. So this is it. This will wrap up the show for today. I hope everyone enjoyed their trade deadline day and their off day. And we're back at it tomorrow. Red Sox baseball is back. So without further ado, let's go baseball.
Yes, sir.